Good morning, it's day 39. Today we're going to try to figure out what we're going to do here. I did some looking at the internet, and the best way to get a bend is to have to cut through the ACM on one side in order to get a bend. I was thinking about making a break. Not quite sure yet. Well, we put all the ACM up here. We just try it from the back end and move it forward to see how it would work. And it would kind of land, the second sheet would land about right here. So the third sheet would still land below this curve, so it would still need another bend. So we figured out what we're going to do is I'm going to take my router, take the edge off this here, and take my belt sander and try to get a little bit, taper this curve a little bit here. So it's not so much of an angle, so I'm going to taper it. It should sand this ACM as well. And do the same thing for both sides. And that should make it easier to put in place, theoretically. I decided to use the hand plane because I had to put the rounded bit in the hand router. This is actually more satisfying, less noise, and a lot quicker. May not be as pretty, but we'll get the job done. After a bit of sanding and a bit more sanding and trimming the edge with my utility knife, the edge of the ACM, got something with a little bit more of a curve. Might have to do something with that. There's like a little bit of a bump there. Over on this side, more of a natural curve. Yeah, so I'm just gonna probably get my utility knife and just take that little edge off right there. So you might be able to see the little lip right there. There's a couple of spots. Here's good. Here's a little tiny bit of lip, but there's a few spots along here that I want to take down, a couple of spots along here, and there's probably more back along that side and on the side behind me. So I'm just going to trim that with the utility knife now. Oh yeah, there's a couple little bits right here, just to make it flush. The area up there wasn't as bad. It was the proud stuff was just along the curve there. On both sides on the back it was fine, and on this side over here it was just needed one little trim and it was fine. So less work than I expected. The plan is, well, as you can see, there's a little bit of a gap there, a little bit of a gap here. The plan is that we're going to take this off now, cut two pieces of strapping about from here to here, that long, and we're going to tape the frame with the VHB tape and put this in place, peel all the lower tape off first and stick it on and have it up straight with no bend. Then we're going to pop a couple of screws in here through the ACM, but close to the edge, because we're going to be, covering over this with a piece of trim, so just to hold it on both sides, so that will keep it in there. And then we might have to put another one in here, and we're hoping that the ACM will hold it when it gets up to here. And again, once we put the trim on, it'll hold everything in place, and which won't be for a little while yet. I gotta go pick up the trim, but by that time hopefully the aluminum will have somewhat of a bend and it will be holding itself in place naturally. I'm hoping. Because there's not much more, because we don't really want to cut the inside of it. We'd rather have a nice, more smoother look. Now it might be when we're done, this may be in a little bit. Yeah. Anyway, so now I've got some little bit of stuff to do before we actually install this particular piece. While I'm working on the front piece, I decided to take the next piece and sort of strap into the curve. You can see I sort of got it strapped in over there. Strap I just got going around Got one up right there too. I've got a piece of 2x2 right across there. Not causing me any energy or anything while I'm working on the front piece here, but it might help with some of the springiness. Maybe, maybe not. Worth a shot. So, looks like we got a lot of progress done here today, but we're sort of at a stumbling block here. This is like super springy, as we sort of suspected. We didn't do any cuts across here to relieve any of the tension, so it's a lot of tension here. We had to hold it down with screws. VHB tape underneath there, that's probably not going to hold. Not quite sure. And that upper piece I just got put in place and just clamped down on the curve. For now, so we got to try to figure out, without this board here, this raises, and so there's no way we can get these two pieces to even come close together. So I've got to try to find some H clips or H strip or divider moldings or something like that out of aluminum to see if it'll go in here to hold that in place. So got to do a bit of thinking first before I move any further. So that's day 39 of the camper pod build. See you in the next one.